How Bernie Madoff's Ponzi scheme lasted 20 years and how to spot one.
I've seen it all. For nearly 25 years, I worked at the DOJ, where I investigated some of the largest antitrust cases in the country. Now in retirement, I'm working for you. Welcome to the Antitrust Insider.
The Bernie Madoff scandal that rocked the nation and beyond.
In 2008, one man's confession shattered thousands of lives. Bernie Madoff, Wall Street's golden boy, admitted to running the largest Ponzi scheme in history. $65 billion simply vanished. But here's the shocking part. The scam lasted 20 years. How did he fool the SEC, banks, and even Holocaust survivors? And more importantly, how can you spot a Ponzi scheme before it's too late?
Stick around. I spent more than 2 decades at the DOJ investigating fraud like this. And what I'm about to show you could save your life savings.
Bernie Madoff wasn't some back alley scammer. He was the chairman of NASDAQ, a Wall Street legend. His clients included celebrities like Steven Spielberg, charities, even Nobel Prize winners. And his promise, steady, too good to be true returns, 10% yearly like clockwork. No crashes, no losses, just pure magic. But behind the scenes, Madoff wasn't investing at all. He was running a classic Ponzi scheme, paying old investors with money from new investors. And he got away with it for decades by exploiting 3 critical loopholes.
The first loophole is exclusivity. Exclusivity invites secrecy.
Because of this exclusivity, Madoff's fund was invite only. No website, no brochures. If you asked too many questions, you were kicked out. This created artificial demand and kept both investors and investigators in the dark.
Loophole number 2 is fake paperwork.
Madoff's team handwrote thousands of fake trades, even inventing a phantom algorithm called split strike conversion. But here's the smoking gun: Madoff's supposed trades never appeared in market records.
Loophole number 3, exploiting the SEC.
The SEC investigated Madoff 6 times, and each time, the SEC actually took Madoff's paperwork at face value. Madoff was a scammer, but because of his stature on Wall Street, an agent even Googled Madoff's strategy instead of auditing his books. A $65 billion fraud missed entirely. In 2008, financial crisis struck, and investors rushed to pull $7 billion from Bernie Madoff's fund. But there was no money left, only lives. With nowhere to hide, Madoff confessed everything to his sons Mark and Andrew, who turned him in the next day. The real heartbreak: thousands of victims never recovered. Holocaust survivor Elie Wiesel lost his life savings, and his foundation lost millions. Wiesel later called Madoff a thief, a scoundrel, and a criminal. Bernie Madoff, the mastermind behind the largest Ponzi scheme in history, was sentenced on June 29, 2009, after pleading guilty to 11 federal crimes, including securities fraud and money laundering. He received the maximum sentence, 150 years in prison. The judge, Denny Chin, called Madoff's crimes extraordinarily evil and stated that the sentence sent a strong message to deter future fraud. Madoff's scheme defrauded thousands of investors out of billions of dollars, devastating lives and organizations. At his sentencing, emotional victims spoke about losing life savings, charities being wiped out, and even families being torn apart. Despite Madoff's apology in court, the judge emphasized the sheer scale of harm done. He served his time at the Butner Federal Correctional Complex in North Carolina until his death on April 14, 2021. Even after his arrest, the fallout continued. Billions were recovered for victims, but many never got back what they lost.
So how do you protect yourself from Ponzi schemes? Here are some red flags to watch for.
Look out for anything promising guaranteed returns. Real investing has risk. Always, like always, always. When someone offers you guaranteed returns, don't walk, run. No transparency. Many investment scams use exclusivity or secrecy. If there's no transparency and if they won't show proof, turn your back on them. Complex jargon, like Madoff's fake algorithm that apparently fooled the FCC. Pressure to recruit. Remember that pyramid schemes hide his investments. One notable recent DOJ case in the SDNY involved the EminiFX scheme run by Eddy Alexandre. Alexandre promised investors massive returns, as much as 5% per week, by claiming that his forex trading platform used an artificial intelligence algorithm to generate profits. In reality, it was a classic Ponzi. He took over $59 million from hundreds of investors. Instead of actually investing as promised, Alexandre misdirected approximately $15 million to his personal bank account. The red flags are there. The complex algorithm that Alexandre referred to as his trade secret, the promises of massive returns, hiding his scam as an investment, and the raking in of millions? In 2023, Alexandre was sentenced to 9 years in prison after pleading guilty to commodities fraud and was also ordered to pay restitution in the amount of approximately $214 million. Madoff's story isn't just history, it's a warning. New Ponzi schemes pop up every single day in crypto, real estate, and now more than ever, AI. If you found this video helpful and informative, please hit that subscribe button, like, and comment. Until next time, stay vigilant, stay honest, and come back for more Antitrust Insider.